I have a lot of clients come to me being like, okay, my vision is to win an Oscar by 35 and have a house in the hills and have like 4 houses around the globe. Like, that's cool. Don't we all love that? But I'm like, what? That's not your vision. Your vision is what you're here to contribute.
What if someone is creative but directionless in terms of career choice, but they know they want to put something creative out in the world? They just don't know what it is. Or is that not a viable problem?
That's a great problem to have.
Is it? Okay.
That's wonderful, because what you touched upon is that person's willingness to find out. That's going to be so exciting. What a path. What an amazing path. How exciting your life gets to be while you find it. It's within you, but you get to go find and express yourself in ways. You get to show yourself sides of yourself. You get to explore. No better way to harness that playful, creative, childlike curiosity than to try and find it.
How would you start mapping out a plan for this person? So maybe they've come to you, they say, I'm successful in one area of my life, but I just want to do creative stuff. I don't know where to start. I feel silly. It's not in my nature, but there's a calling.
I would want us to really build a foundation of what they value and how they want to be, what their life priorities are on a holistic level, and use those tools as a foundation of, where am I starting from and who am I today and what are the things that I hold valuable and what gives me energy when I experience or witness it. And start there, follow your nose.
And I've used 2 examples in our interview today of people who already are successful. And then there's others that they want to just live a gypsy life, and there's nothing wrong with that, and go from, little sort of jobs to other jobs, and that's certainly a lifestyle choice, and there's nothing wrong. There's a lot less stress in some ways. But they know they want to put amazing art out into the world. So they want to be okay with the fact that maybe money isn't as important to them. So they're okay. Maybe they have, money set aside for a coaching session, and they say, you know what, I don't need to be the next big thing, but I need to be creative every day. It's my therapy. And if I don't do it, I'm not a good person.
What would I say to them?
Yeah.
Well, what does amazing art look like to you? That would be an interesting place to look and to start. What does it even look like to you? Let's get really clear on what it is that you love and how do you define that. And if it's the ramblin' man gypsy and it's not, well, it means I have accolades and an Oscar and a huge paycheck. If it just means it touches the lives of whoever experiences it, well, now we know a little bit more about what you're here to do. And for the people who are on a different type of ambitious road of, I really believe in this, and I really want this to be seen by as many people as possible. What does that even mean? And where is the value in that? It's about really looking deeply at each desire. Where is it coming from within you? Because our vision is never what we're getting. That's not what a vision is. A vision is what we're here to contribute. I have a lot of clients come to me being like, okay, my vision is to win an Oscar by 35 and have a house in the hills and have like 4 houses around the globe. Like, that's cool. Don't we all love that? But I'm like, what? That's not your vision. Your vision is what you're here to contribute. Wholly. Making an authentic connection. That's so much more interesting, and it's so much more foundational. I was just speaking to a new client, and we were talking about this, and he's a musician trying to find his specific path in music. And one of the things he loves about performing, for example, is when people tell him how good his music is and how good it sounds. And he was shaming himself, being like, oh, it's an ego thing. It gives me an ego boost. But to separate from that, again, the shame voice, that monkey mind that you shouldn't feel good from external validation. External validation is important. It feels good, and more importantly than that, it signals connection. It means I did something that someone connected to and added value to their life. And intrinsically, that added value to my life, like a boomerang. So that's what we're trying to get to, truly.
Yeah, I guess we've been trained that, ego and then narcissism is such a damaging thing, and I guess there's levels of it,
Yeah, everything's on a spectrum.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So I know that those are very popular words right now, especially narcissism in the last few years. But you any profession where you're putting yourself out there, sports, politics, the arts, there's going to be a level of some of that, and to deny it, I think, is also harmful.
Oh, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just own it. I mean,
Yeah.
like some of these rock singers, they own that, and the audience goes, okay, you're this, proud lion prancing on the stage, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we need to see that. We need a level of that. I want to be a rock star when I grow up. Yeah. I love seeing Karen O perform from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I love seeing them live. She's such a rock star. And she is prancing like a hungry lion on stage. And she is connecting with her audience. And it's an art. It is exquisite to see. It is so exquisite to see her embody this. And maybe people in her life have called her narcissistic, and maybe people think she's full of ego. I don't know. I have no idea what her reputation is, but the truth is she's providing a service.
Sure. It's a performance.
It's a performance. It's a service. I'll speak, I'm a fan. It serves my soul. I go home after a Yeah 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 show and I pick up my guitar like I'm 15 again. And I'm like, how do we play that? And what a connection. And I've never met her, and I hope I meet her one day. But do you see how much of a service she is to us? Right. We all have the ability to embody that at any level and in any way. And why wouldn't we?
Is planning something that artists hate to do? It sounds very linear and structured, and I can see a lot of artists maybe not wanting to do that, but maybe I'm wrong.
In my experience with artists, as soon as they become very clear in our session and very clear of what the next step is or what they want to do. And when I say clear, I mean they have dismantled from their fear brain, they have told the truth, they've gone through these processes. When they're clear on what it is they want to do, they can't wait to plan that next step. Because it's energizing, because we love to be driven forward. We love movement, we the humans. And so yeah, once we're really clear, putting the plan together is like the fun part, but it can be very taxing when we are muddied down with doubt.
So maybe that's a fallacy then, that artists aren't structured and don't plan. That's this.
Oh man. I think what is also becoming popular in our modern language right now is this idea of being neurodivergent. And I myself have ADHD and have had it my whole life, and just thought I was stupid in school. I'm not stupid at all, but in that structure, I did not perform very well. I needed a different structure. Many people do. Most creatives and artists do. It's really, structure is so essential and so important and so soothing for our linear brain, but we get to create our own structure. It doesn't need to look like it does in a corporate office or in a school or academic system or in the structures that are currently in place, is all I'm trying to say. For some people that works, and that must feel exquisite to work within a system that's so known. And for many of us, like I said, it made me think I was stupid, or it was an experience that didn't support who I really am. And it took a lot of work, but I found out how to structure my days, how to structure my work, how to move myself forward. Entrepreneurs are the same way, not just art. Well, entrepreneurship is a type of art, but entrepreneurship. How do we move this forward? How do we get this off the ground? Structure is valuable, but it does not need to look like what we're used to. And it does not need to look like what's currently in existence. Most often, we're creating our own structure.
So with the ADHD, did you find yourself getting bored and then tuning out?
Yes, so often. I would understand the concept very quickly, and then I didn't want to and especially when things aren't naturally interesting to me. For example, I hate being on the computer for too long, sending emails, whatever, writing up proposals, It takes a lot of energy for me. And I have to actually kind of set the stage to step into computer work. And I've had to structure that for myself so I can get it done and get my emails to my clients and da-da-da-da-da. I love talking. I love conversation. I love when I'm in a client session, like I am nowhere else in this world. I'm so hyper-focused as ADHD often is. There's nothing wrong with being that way, you know? It's just working with it. And most of my clients have ADD or ADHD diagnosed, or they pretty much have a hunch at this point. And it's liberating. It's like, oh yeah, we can work with this. And they create their own structure and they thrive in their own structures. And sometimes they reevaluate their structure and be like, oh, this isn't working for me anymore. Oh, that's so empowering. It's so freeing.
And so do they know that if they have to do certain, quote, housekeeping tasks when it comes to their art or their business, that they do it maybe more at night or more in the morning? Do they know what time works better for them, or no, then that's being too rigid?
It's a lot of trial and error. It's really just first, I'm always coming back to this, but that first step of just acceptance and integration of like, okay, this is the brain that I'm working with. This is what it's doing. Observation without judgment. Okay, this is what's happening. For me, like observing my brain with judgment was like, oh, I must be stupid because I don't get this. That's judgment. But to observe and be like, oh, I hate computer time. So let me create structure around that. And it really works for me. It's going to look different for every person. And oftentimes people who are neurodivergent or with ADHD really are able to clearly see what it is they want to put their energy into. And for example, web design. I have a photographer who just launched her website, for example, and she's not a web designer. She has ADHD and she does not want to put time into doing an online course or figuring it out. She kind of downloaded Squarespace and realized, like, went to a cafe one day to put some work into it and was like, this is hard. And had some budget and spent it on a web designer and got that thing launched in a week. So it's really knowing yourself, really understanding your flow of energy and where it's best spent, and then trial and error your way through each circumstance.